So if you look, there are different colors on the back side of the board, which means they have different recycled content. This is a more of 100% recycled clay-coated news board.
So the packaging strategy at Burt's Bees is we try to, first of all, focus on reducing the amount of packaging that we use overall. After we do that, we look at using the most environmentally friendly materials that we can, whether that's using post-consumer recycled plastics. We also try to use materials that are easily recycled by our consumers. Things that curbside recycling programs take. We also want to look at our retailers and what they can do to recycle and make efforts there. So one of our 5 2020 sustainability goals ties directly to our packaging, and that's one of the ways that we hold ourselves accountable and really say, are we doing what we need to be doing as far as packaging and our consumers and the end of life of that packaging. So we feel like consumers are really becoming more aware of what their packaging is doing to the environment and how is that impacting, what can I do directly to minimize my impact. So what we're trying to do is by 2020 we want to provide the most environmentally innovative packaging that we can, that the consumer recognizes is innovative and environmentally friendly. So in FY10 we had a lot of packaging accomplishments. One of the biggest ones that we had was in designing our gifts for holiday. And in the past we've used a lot of plastic materials in order to give us a good shelf presence, and this year we're really proud of the fact that we were able to design all of our holiday gifts to be plastic free. So that's something we're very excited about, and we're excited to see how our consumers react to that. Another thing that we did, we had done a lot of different booster packs where we bundled product together, and we used a lot of shrink film. You can tell from looking at these, it's a great deal of shrink film. A lot of energy was used to manufacture those. And what we've done is we've done a couple different options where we use paper and things that, again, were more easily recyclable and had less of an environmental impact. We do a lot of promotional end cap trays with our suppliers, and we do these anywhere from 2 to 3 times a year, sometimes more than that, just depending on the needs of the business. But what we did previously was we used plastic thermoform trays. This is a number 6 polystyrene tray that is not easily recyclable. It did use 90% recycled material that would have gone into the landfill that we were able to remake into these trays, but after the promotion ended, it would end up going into the trash. And what we did is we actually converted it to this material, which looks the same. It's actually corrugated, which is made of 50% recycled material. It's 100% recyclable, and most retailers have a lot more incentive to recycle that because they oftentimes get paid for recycling their corrugate. We initially launched in this material, and it gives you a very nice look, a very clean shelf presence. And a lot of corrugate displays have raw edges exposed, or they're not as pretty or as premium looking, and you have a lot of, the brown material, you have a lot of the stuff you can see on the sides. So when using this black material, it actually camouflages a lot of that, and you really can't tell that it's corrugate until you begin to look at it from the sides and you see the brown on the insides and the fluting on the sides. That's really the only way that you would know. So by switching from this number 6 plastic tray to the corrugate tray, from the data that was given to us by our supplier, every time we do one of these end caps, we save approximately 11,500 pounds of plastic from going into the landfill. We also had a big cost savings for our company by switching this. It was close to $170,000. It requires less energy to manufacture these trays. When we switched to these corrugate trays, we were able to make generic trays so that we can reuse those over and over again and not have to pay for tooling every time we do a promotion. So another one of our accomplishments in fiscal year 10 is that we transitioned some of our folding cartons into board that is Forest Stewardship Council certified, which basically gives us the confidence that our suppliers are using materials for our paper and paperboard that has been harvested in a sustainable way.
So on this project, we created a custom paperboard for Burt's Bees that has a higher post-consumer content. This one had a 30% post-consumer content, and you can see it notated on the bottom of the board. So we actually wanted to increase our post-consumer content in our products and have a FSC certified approved board that we're using on some of our products. And you'll see the seal there. So this board actually has 65% post-consumer content. We custom created this board for Burt's Bees with a paper mill, and that paper mill actually uses hydroelectric power for powering their mill and creating the papers. This is a lip gloss tube that we worked with packaging to re-engineer to increase the post-consumer content on the tube and to actually change the recycle code. So now this tube has 40% post-consumer plastic in it, and it's a number 2 plastic that can be recycled.
We are very proud of this tube because it doesn't have shrink wrap to hold the cap on as a tamper evident feature. It does have a tamper-evident band that actually breaks apart from the cap when you open it so that the consumer can tell if it's been tampered with. And we're really proud of that because it was able to give us the opportunity to eliminate the shrink wrap there. We also have several examples of different tubes over here. So in the past we had used a number 7 recyclable material, which isn't commonly recycled by most curbside recycling programs. We were excited about that because it does have post-consumer recycled material in it. However, we've really started transitioning to number 2, 50% post-consumer recycled material plastic tubes, and those are easily recyclable. The benefit there is that you really can't tell the difference. This is a number 7 tube, this is a number 2, and there really is no visible difference there. So TerraSkin is something that we've been very excited about that we were able to use in our soap packaging. And what TerraSkin is, it's actually made from calcium carbonate. And what that means is it's a completely treeless paper. It also doesn't require any water. It is cradle to cradle silver certified, which is exciting for us to be able to use. So TerraSkin actually uses less ink when you're printing rather than normal paper because it doesn't absorb as much ink as paper does. The other thing, it provides a good moisture barrier. It also doesn't tear or rip, so that's great because it really holds the product and we don't have to worry about it catching on anything on the shelf and ripping. So one of the challenges that we've had with this TerraSkin is that it really doesn't give us the premium look on shelf that we like. While we're really excited about it as a new technology, it just isn't something that really appeals to consumers because they don't really understand the story behind it. So we're looking at using it for some other products. We're looking at using it with cartons, which we're very excited about, and a couple other projects, so that hopefully we can find a great use that really tells a good story to our consumers. We've had some significant challenges this year as well. One of the things is that we've been trying to transition from polyvinyl chloride bags for the past 2 years. That's something that we have missed. We've missed it for a couple of reasons. Just we have a strong desire to be able to see the product in the kits that we're selling. This is an example of a PVC bag, and we feel confident that this year we will actually be able to transition out of those bags, and that's something that we're very excited about and really looking forward to that. Another one of the challenges that we've had is in our display vehicles. We have a desire to have very clear display vehicles to really showcase our product and give it a premium look. And a lot of times the materials that we have been presented by our manufacturers that have post-consumer recycled material in them may be cloudy, they may be gray, they may not be bright white. So that's kind of steered us away from using those in the past. So that's something that has presented us with a challenge, but that we hope to be able to overcome that with new technologies and things that are coming out on the market all the time. We are members of the Sustainable Packaging Coalition, so by being members of that, we are open to getting new ideas and new technology even before it hits the market, because they are really drivers of what's innovative, what's out there, what's coming out that's really environmentally friendly, that has a big impact as far as reducing footprint and reducing the amount of overall packaging. And by being part of that, we're able to kind of get a head start on that and become aware of technologies before they're out on the market. So those are ways that we're really looking to try to eliminate some of these problems we're having with the packaging by being members of organizations such as that, and also by seeing what else is out there. Our suppliers have new technologies and things that they're bringing us as well. And with Burt's Bees really trying to be innovative and driving environmental sustainability, what we found is a lot of our suppliers are more responsive to that. And there's more of a market out there because more and more people are trying to respond to that need of having more environmentally friendly materials. So we're able to get packaging that has increased PCR contents and higher recyclability, which is great for all of us.